and for providing false information to law enforcement officers. You have to remain silent during this trial. You can't discuss any matter of this whole trial with your other fellows. We may start with the opening statements. Please, the state come.
Today is the day we're going to talk about the case of Casey Marie Anthony, who murdered her little girl, Kaylee Marie Anthony, at the age of 2. The last photo alive of Kaylee Marie Anthony was taken on June 15th of 2008. The next photo taken of her, it's December 11th, 2008, where we can only see her dead skull. The problem of this case is to find out what happened between June 15 and December 11 of 2008, where Kaylee was missing, when she was murdered by her mother, Casey Marie Anthony. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what would you think of a mother who waited 31 days to report her missing child? What would you think? That she loved her daughter, that she cared for her, that she wouldn't harm her, while she was doing things like going to a movie shop, going and getting a tattoo. She was also, the worst of all, she was in a nightclub participating in a body contest. So ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hope and I'm secure that at the end of this case you will find this person guilty of murdering her little girl. Thank you.
Now the defense can proceed.
Your Honor. Okay, good morning. Well, as we know, Casey lived in Hope Spring Drive, a peacefully town. It looks like all American homes, okay? You never know what secrets lie within. Well, on Father's Day, Casey, like any other mother, she drove into her grandfather's house in order to celebrate Father's Day. We can see here the last photo taken from Casey and Kaylee. Well, Casey Anthony was raised by her abusive father. Well, at the age of 8, her father's penis was in her mouth. Imagine the psychology.
Language, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Imagine the psychology abuse to her mother. Well, and if someone asks you, why is her not guilty? Well, they couldn't tell me why she died. There was not enough proof. Well, the evidence of child abuse, it has no motive. There was no evidence. And well, we're going to proceed then with the evidence. We will see other facts. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we are going to proceed to the evidence with the state.
My first piece of evidence presented to you today is the route that Casey Anthony took every day to the supposed place she worked on, from her house to Universal Studios. Here we can see a map from where the house is and the place little Kaylee was found. Here, in the supposed 31 days she was missing, she was going shopping instead of looking for her little girl. Here we can see one of the most crucial evidence of this case, which is the rests of little Kaylee. And this piece of evidence, it's what we took from the 911 call from the mother of Casey, which said that the trunk of Casey Marie Anthony smells like a dead body. Thank you.
The defense can now proceed.
Well, this was, as I said, it was the last photo taken from Casey and Kaylee Anthony. As you can see, she was a lovely mother. She loved her own daughter. And well, why would a mother would harm her own child? That's my question. Why? Well, here we can see the prosecution will want to tell that this tattoo was wrong because it says Bella Vida. That is Bella Vida. Okay, so my conclusion is that she did that tattoo because she needed something to remind her that her life will remain Bella Vida. That's why she did that tattoo. She wants to be reminded every day that her daughter wasn't with her anymore, but the life is still Bella. That's it.
Thank you. Now it's time to proceed with the witness.
The state calls George Anthony to the stand.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes, so help me God. Please state your full name for the record. George Anthony.
Okay, now Mr. Anthony. On the day of June 16 of 2008, tell us what happened that day.
It was a typical morning. I just realized what I do every day. I say goodbye to Casey and I blow Kaylee a kiss. And she used to call me Jojo. And I tell her that Jojo will see you later. And I will see.
Mr. Anthony, I need to ask you a different question. Have you ever sexually abused your daughter?
No, sir.
Have you ever had a bad behavior of your daughter?
I will never do that to my girl.
Okay, Mr. Anthony, do you were in your house that day Kaylee died?
No, I wasn't. The day I found about that, it really hurt me because if I had known that Kaylee were passing through that, we wouldn't be here.
Now it's time to proceed.
Mr. Anthony, do you know that the sentence for abusing a 12-year-old minor is like
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance.
Sustain.
Mr. Anthony, would you abuse your own daughter?
No, I will never do that, sir.
Well, the question is, you will never admit it, right?
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Argumentative.
Overruled. He can answer the question if he can.
Well, sir, I will never harm my daughter in that way.
Only that way?
Objection. Argumentative. Move to strike.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Sustain. You can now pass to your seat. The defense, you may call your witness to the stand.
The defense would like to call Ricardo Morales to the stand.
Right? Your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please state your full name
Ricardo
for the
Morales.
record.
Mr. Morales, was Casey a good mother? What can you tell us about her?
She was a good mother, and she always took with her, and she always sleep with her the 4 or 5 nights per week. And I sleep in the slide. She slept in the middle, and the girl sleep in the other middle. So,
No further questions, Your Honor.
The state has some questions.
No questions, Your Honor.
You may pass to your seat. The prosecutor, you may call your next witness.
The prosecution calls Dr. Apat Baz to the stand.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you good?
Yes, sir.
Please state your full name for the record.
I'm Dr. Arafat, medical forms.
Dr. Afat, can you tell me what was your reaction after opening the can that contained the sample taken of the carpet of Casey Anthony's car?
Well, I was jumped that such a huge odor come from a very, very small piece that sent me.
Do you immediately recognize the odor?
Of course I do. The odor was from a decayed corpse.
Okay, and can you tell me how long have you smelled this odor or worked in this?
I have 20 years of experience in my area, sir. I can assure you that I know what I'm talking.
Okay, no more further questions, General.
Thank you. The defense may come.
Thank you. Well, sir, I understand you have filed several patents on your older testing inventions that you have planned to sell to police departments around the whole country. Do you?
It's not my goal to sell anything, sir.
Well, but you will stand to earn some sort of money. You get 50% of the royalties.
Diving rods are a thing I use to locate specific properties or make specific materials.
And can a divining rod be made with a coat from a dry cleaner?
Sure.
Okay, and I would like to ask you have you thought on the subject of using a coat hanger to look for hidden graves?
Absolutely. It's a hobby of mine.
Oh yes, and have you thought on the subject of attempted to put electronic leashes on flies?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustain.
Relevance.
No further question, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Now, the defense can proceed to interrogate your next witness.
Well, Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call Dr. Warren to the stand.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you good?
So help me God.
Please state your full name for the record.
Dr. Warren.
Okay, Dr. Warren, you created a forensic video showing us Kaylee Marie Anthony and the duct tape we found. Can you tell us how you created that video?
Yes. We took a photo, the descendant a photo of the skull, and scaled them to the same size using anatomical landmarks, like the bottom of the teeth, the edge of the ocular orbits, and the top of the head. Once they were aligned, we were able to superimpose the photograph of the duct tape and had the same metric scale and adjust the size until they match. That allows us to overlay the duct tape on the soft tissue.
And do you think a single piece of duct tape used on the video could prevent Kaylee from breathing?
Yes.
Okay, no more further questions, Your Honor.
It's time to the prosecutor to cross-examine the witness.
Well, and Dr. Warren, so you're not testifying in any way that's what actually happened, are you?
No, I'm not.
In fact, you can, right? It's impossible for you to tell it.
Right.
Okay. Are you aware of the fact that the duct tape they're using was found 9 feet away from the corpse?
No, I was not aware of it.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. You can now go to your seat. Ladies and gentlemen from the jury, we are going to take a recess.
It's the next day. Okay. Yeah, when we'll take a break actually. Yes.